Have you ever thought about the fact that we're all nothing but specks of dust in the so-called infinite universe? Or how the black hole that scientists used to think of as immortal will also disappear into nothingness? Of course, compared to us, the black hole is eternal in comparison to our lifespan. But they will still disappear just like us, into nothingness. Disappear according to the Hawking radiation theory. But first, let us ask the questions. What is a black hole and how is it formed? According to NASA, a black hole is a region in space where the pulling of force of gravity is so strong that light is not able to escape. The strong gravity occurs because matter has been pressed into a tiny space. This compression can take place at the end of a star's life. Some black holes are a result of dying stars. Because no light can escape, black hole is invisible. Although, in 1974, a young Stephen Hawking discovered that a black hole is not completely black, as if it were a hot body. NASA said that a black hole is invisible, yet we were able to get a picture of it. What does this mean? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. How is a black hole formed? Again, according to NASA, stellar black holes form when the center of a very massive star collapses upon itself. This collapse also causes a supernova, or an exploding star, that blasts part of the star into space. A black hole can only be found when a large star collapses upon itself, so our beautiful sun cannot form a black hole and will die without a bang but a quiet sizzle. This type of star is called white dwarfs. Now that's out of the way, how do black holes eventually end up in nothingness? Well, for starters, black holes will only ever start to die after 1 million trillion years after we die along with Earth and stars. So, squash any ideas of ever seeing it in person. Although there is a video called Time Lapse of the Future, if you want to see what it might look like. Well, anyways, the theory of black holes dying, as I tackled earlier, titled Hawking radiation. This theory is by Stephen Hawking himself said. According to quantum mechanics, space is filled with virtual particles and man-made particles that are constantly materializing in pairs, separating and coming together again, annihilating each other. In the presence of a black hole, one member of the virtual particles may fall into a black hole, leaving the other member without a partner with which to annihilate. The forsaken particle appears to be radiation emitted by the black hole, and so black holes are not eternal. They evaporate away at an increasing rate until they vanish in a gigantic explosion. Although it's a theory, it still shows that black holes are not eternal and that it will disappear in due time. When all of humanity is gone, the black hole will also start disappearing. Well, billions along with trillions of years after humanity disappears, along with the stars and white dwarfs. Nothing will stay constant. Everything we know will eventually disappear into nothingness. The black hole, just like us, humans, in time, will also disappear.